Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're back doing Satisfactory today. I think last I did was the power plant. In between episodes, I did a few things such as creating this, I always forget its name. The quartz oscillators, I think. I'll go over and check. But I got quartz coming over here and becoming quartz crystals before being brought down over here, copper being turned into cable, and then iron being turned into reinforced iron plates, all getting piped into these assemblers or manufacturers to make crystal oscillators. And all of these are making about 4 of them a minute. I did put down one of these just to try it out, and because of how these things make 2 every 2 minutes, it tricks this thing into thinking 8 a minute. But we've already had this run for a little bit. So here at the top you can see I've almost filled up the top storage. And then any excess, of course, will go into the awesome sink. And then let me go show what else I've done and what we're gonna do today. Okay, first things first is that I went all the way up here, explored way up at the top. I think I made it to the top of the map, but I still need to travel some more. I just went around collecting whatever I could find, Mercer spheres, Somers loops, I probably missed a few, and some hard drives. In order to do that though, I needed a better jetpack source for long distance flights. So I have this water pumping from this pond next to my explosives factory and the mini quartz thing with the cilia. Coming down to this refinery to take in the solid biofuel that I don't really need anymore and turning it into liquid biofuel, which then it gets packaged. I have to bring over packages from the factory. I have to bring packages over from the generator plant in order to make some more. You can see I've made quite a few. And then we are going to work on making heavy modular frames this episode. I've made some blueprints and I've kind of come up with a place over here. I did find a coal node so we can make some steel over here. So we got the main thing I'm planning on kind of creating right there. And then I'm going to have the iron related stuff over here. And I'm going to use over there and those 2 iron nodes, I believe, to make the steel. And I'm going to use the limestone there, and there's a limestone behind this rock face right here. I made some blueprints to help us out with that. So let's start building that. Okay, I got 2 Mark II miners placed down here. The thing I need to make right now is first the 90 sheets. So that will be 4.5 of the constructors off of 4.5 of the smelters. So I'm gonna just increase this a little bit for now. Okay, so with the blueprints, we can put down the 6 smelter blueprint I did. And let's see, here we go. And just stick it right there. So this blueprint, you put in the iron on one side and it should just go through and make all the iron. I do need to configure a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to copy and paste all these guys down so that he'll be iron, because if I need to put copper, I can put copper. If I need to put iron, I can put iron. Did that one even? Nope, it didn't register. And then, okay, so I'm showing 135 iron ore in, so we'll need some from that guy, so I'll put down a smart splitter set for overflow to go this way. Hopefully that works. Or I just merge them and then have them split again. I can do that too. So let me do that. Why won't it? Oh. What is going on? I can't use my hotbar. Okay. Well, that's weird. I need to get the Mark II miner. Put him down over here. And then, let's see. Merger. Yeah, I can't do it. That's weird. So let's see, merger. Is it because I might be on blueprint mode? Maybe that's why. So weird. Yeah, why? I just won't let me. Okay. So let's get the, let's see, 120s from each of these. And so we'll need to get to mark, well, I'm going to split it. So, nope, still not right. So conveyor splitter right there. Okay, and so then I'm going to attach, that's 240 coming through, so 240 would work for the Mark III. And we need 135, so that is going to be another Mark III over into there. Now, I did make 6, but we only need 4.5. So I'm going to completely turn off this guy. And this guy over here, I'll put to half. And then that should work. I should set that up as a smart splitter though. Yeah. So a smart splitter. With any set to the left, and let's have the overflow go to the right. We might need to grab more iron from somewhere else to merge it in to get this thing running at full capacity. Now, all of that should be set up, but I might need to do some math for the belts because I've only set them to Mark 1s. So we need to have 135 initially. Oh, it's working again. Yay, finally. Okay. Oh. That might be broken in the blueprint. So I might need to go get that fixed. Okay. So 135 minus the 30 each. So this will take away 60. 135 minus 60 will make it 75, so that's Mark II worthy. And then we'll be taking another 60 away, so that's all just Mark 1s. I added this here, so if I need to upgrade, like put down more smelters, so say we need 12 smelters, I can just put another blueprint in front of this one and then just connect the belts and they connect through. So let's see, each of these is going to be making 30, so 30, 60, 90. This will need to be a Mark II belt, meaning this will have to be a Mark II conveyor lift. and the outputs will come over here, and I can also attach it to the next one, so on and so forth. This needs to be a Mark II, and so does this. And that should be it for that. I did set this guy to 50%. Yep. Okay. So then, because we don't need that anymore, I'm going to put this guy down like so. And this is going to be 135 steel. So I'm going to need to make the Mark III. And time for another blueprint. The constructor blueprint, which I designed in similar way. Let's try to get these guys together. Okay, let's place that there. So we need to put in the Mark III belt, there. Mark II for that guy, but then the rest should all be the same, similar like before. Now these will be set to iron plates. So I need to go around and paste that to all these. I don't think this guy got, okay. Like before, it will be a 4.5. So turn this guy off and set this guy to 50%. And it will be 20, 40, 60. So we only need the Mark I's for these. And then, of course, well, that'll be 120. So we'll need the Mark II. And there we go. That should be all of our plates set up right there. We will be putting it into 3 constructors to make the reinforced iron plates. So let's build some more of the foundation. I didn't make a blueprint yet for the assemblers and such. So we'll be working on that. I might need to elevate the platform over there because of the rocks. No, we only need 3 constructors. And since we already have the plates here, we'll probably be making the rods and screws over there. So I'm gonna make a second story to make the rods actually, because I need 11 constructors for the rods. So I'll have screws come in here, and then I'll have the rods above all of this. So 2-story, and on the second, and then it'll come down over here to help make the modular frames, which will then go in to make the heavy modular frames. So I'm just gonna take it's over in production, assemblers, and line up the first one there, and then there. Let's see. I'm gonna have this go around to here about. And this will go on the far side. This will help with the lineup. Still too sharply. Okay, and then the assembler. I could probably put like right there. Then we got the splitter there. Okay. Assembler there, and a third one right next to it. Yep, that looks right. Okay. So then this guy can go into there, and then the next splitter can go into that guy. It only needs a few, I think. Reinforced iron plate will be, yeah, 60 screws, and then 30 iron plate. Yeah, 30 iron plate per, so that'll be just a Mark 1. Mark 1. I swear I lined you up. Yep. What the heck? Okay. Mark 1. And this actually needs to be a Mark 2 right here. This will get down to, let's see, if we're making 120 minus 30, that's 90, so we'll still need a Mark 2. And then another 30 will be 60. Am I reading this right? Wait, no, 90, 60, 30, 0. Okay. Then we'll need to merge these guys all together. So let's see. The output is going to be 15, so we don't need to worry about the belt types. Let's just have it all merge into one, I guess. So merger going that way. Wait, did I do that right? There we go. So we can take this guy over here, that guy there, and this guy goes into there, which then we can have go up there to the next one. Power. I should set up the power network. I did unlock the third power pole on the research, but I haven't made a factory to make the items required to make the Mark III power poles, so I'll need to work on that. Oh, I accidentally lined that up perfectly. Nice. So I'm going to attach that to there. That should power all of those. And then if I line this up correctly, it should be pretty nice. Now it's a little crooked, but whatever. Okay, so we got this all set up. It hasn't been connected to power yet, which I should also bring these miners connected. Okay. So now we need to work on the rest. Just, oh, didn't mean to put that close. There we go. So I should send the rest of these to make screws. And that looks like glitched out map. So to make the needed screws, we're going to need to make 165 rods. So I should actually put the screws up top, feeding from some of the rod creation, and then have them come down. Or I should just have the rods come up and then, yeah. Okay, so let me make a second floor and I'll be back. Okay, I got the smelter all set up for the top row, except I need to turn this guy into a 50%. like so. And then we'll be turning all these into rods, so I need to get the constructor blueprint out. Let's see. I can find the right one to line up. Yep. Okay. This one close. Okay, that's 6. We need another. Okay, that's as close as it can get, and that does leave some space to work with. That should be enough. And I'll send it this way, send some back to be turned into screws while the rest go down there. Okay. So let's build that down there. And let me connect all of the belts. Okay, I messed with the belts a little here. According to my math, it should be about 75 ingots left here. So by Mark II should connect to that, and that connects that to the next belt. Minus another 30 from, because each one of these takes 15. That'd be 45. So 45 is enough for just the Mark 1. Mark 1. And then I believe I already did this, maybe. I turned off this one because we only need 11, not 12. For the rest of the output, since the output is going to be about 165 as well, this is about half that. Let's see, 15 times 6 is 15 times 6 is 90, so that's a Mark II at least to connect to there. And then that times 2. So 90 times 2 is about 180. But if we minus 15, then that's 165. And 165 is enough for the Mark III. So I'm going to have this one come down, and then he's going to come this way. Now let's see, how much do I need to come down to become screws? That's about only 60. So let's have the splitter here. And then this guy can go back on his own. For now, I'll just put it here and figure out where I need to put the hole in a little bit. But first, even though we've connected all these up, we still need to connect the power up, I believe. So let's see. Unless I already did that. Let's see, those 3 do not connect to this one. And then this guy needs to connect to that guy. There we go. And then all these can go down and connect to that right there, down to that one. Okay, that should be it for the rods. I'm gonna have just the 60 here that will already limit and send everything else, which is the 105 over to be turned into, wait a minute. No, I did that wrong. The 60 is the one that goes that way. So this should be the Mark III. I do believe I made that the Mark III too, just to be sure. Yep, okay. So the 60 is the one that goes that way. So I should make this a smart one. With any set to the right, none set to the front, and overflow. Since once the screws are at their max, it will back up the rest to go elsewhere. Okay, so we got all that going down for the screws. We're gonna need 10.5 constructors for the screws. We're gonna have a lot of empty space down here, I think. Unless I have the screws, or some of the screws come over to be turned into the modular frames, which then I can have them be made over there. Okay, yeah, so this might have any forward then, and none to the right. Okay, so if we want to make the screws up here now, then that will be the constructor blueprint. I'm gonna put that one, should get a better view. Right there will work. So that will be 5 of the 10.5, or 6 of the 10.5. So blueprint again, constructors. Should have it lined up, I believe. And we just need to back this guy up. There we go. Okay. We'll have to do the math to figure that out. But all these guys should be the other one. So this is going to be turned off. Copy these settings, then turn them off. We need 10.5, so that will be 10. This needs to be set to 50% to make the 10.5 correct. And then I can go around and paste all these. I didn't see the paste. Okay, still doing it correctly. Okay, that should be all of those. So, I think, yeah, okay, he's still off. And this guy's at the 50%. Okay. So let's do the math. It would be 105, so that's enough for the Mark II. Let's have it on straight mode. Okay. Each of these takes 10, so that's 20 each. So 105 minus 20 would make it 85. That's still above the 60, so this will need to be a Mark II. And then minus another 20 would be 65. So this would need to be a Mark II. But then everything else should be under 60, so Mark I. So let's see. These two would make it another 20 gone. Nope. minus 20, so that's 45, another 20, 25, another 25, and then one more for the 5, which is the 50% one right here. Okay. Oh, thank you. Let's see. The outputs is, let's see, outputs is 40 usually, I think. Yeah, so 40, 60, 80. That means this needs to be a Mark II. That needs to be a Mark II. This will need to be a Mark II. And I'll need, well, 80, that's 160. That means you'll need to be a Mark III. These two will need to be Mark IIs though. So if this is going to be basically the same setup, I should just make these Mark IIs as well. Okay, and combining, let's see, that's said 80 plus 80, that's 160. So 160 plus another 160 about. This one will, wait, my math is completely wrong. 40, 80, 120. So Mark II. Mark II. So 120 plus 120 is 240. This is a 270. So just for simplicity, 240 times 2 is 480, which according to my thing, it's a little excessive than what we need. No, it's about right. So we'll need to have, well, 480. So that's 480 on the screws. I'll probably have it go down a hole right here to be delivered. I think I already set these to Mark IIs, and that's a Mark IV. Okay. So I think that's all set up. We just need to power it now, so I'm going to send this guy there before having them connected to that one. And then that is connected to that one, so this one can connect to that one, and that should power all of those. Okay. And then we need to send some screws over there to be turned into the reinforced plates with the metal sheets. Some of them need to go over with the rods. So maybe I'll have the rods come down here and go around here. Or something like that. Before, and I don't think I need the rods for anything else. Yep. And then I need the rest of the screws to go elsewhere. So let's see, where's this guy at? Just gonna get rid of these two real quick so that I can bring this guy down to here. And then get back up here. Put down foundations. And I believe it's in logistics for a hole. Won't line up the best. Definitely didn't line up the best for a hole. There we go. Okay, let's just 60, so I should send this to be a Mark 1. And I think I did put overflow this way, yep. So, Mark 1, go down here. I think I'm gonna put more foundation really quick right here. Just to help this belt come around for what I'm kind of thinking of doing. Okay, so we got all the stuff brought down. We need to send 180. So I'm going to put a splitter here. It's not like lining up with this guy. Okay, so this splitter will be a 180. This is a 120. This will be enough. Okay, then have this guy come around to about here. I should actually, before I do any more, I should, okay, hello. Okay, so splitter, this will be going the opposite direction, so he needs to rotate this way. I'm gonna have you go up one and go over here till you line up with that. Do the same thing over here. Go up till you line up. I don't actually need that for this one. Let's see. Each one of these requires 60, I think. 60 screws a minute. So let's get minus 60 would be 120, leaving another 60. Let's see if I can get this guy to that works. And then I'm just gonna have that. There we go. Oh, I think it attached. It's gonna bother me that this is gonna be different. Okay. There we go. So then I don't think oh yeah, I powered these guys. Okay, they're powered. So that is the heavy modular, or the modular frames being made, or the reinforced plate. Actually, if that's just the rods right there, then I should just have it join up over here. And I'm gonna ramp these then. And I'm gonna definitely extend this a little bit. Okay. So we need 5 more assemblers to take in the reinforced iron plates and the rods to make the modular frames. So how am I gonna do that? Let's see, assembler. Let's just have like 5 of them along this line. Yeah, we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just gonna have to build more foundation for the side here. Okay, so then we can have one come up here, go across. Yeah. These will be making the modular frames. There's the bolted modular frames, but that's more screws. Yeah, bolted modular frames, 3 a minute. So let's copy, paste, 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 and paste. It's definitely 5. Yeah. Let's see, 9 splitter. I can. Okay. Not needed. Forgot about that. And these all can just be 1 because it's just 5, 15 coming through. 3 on each. This doesn't line up perfectly. Let's do that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Okay, let's see. That is correct. Page up. Over 3, 4. Okay. So lock, page up, over 4. Freeze, page up, over 4. Or 3 this time. Okay. I have to do the same thing for this one. There we go. Now we're only bringing in 60, so everything should be just a Mark 1 as well. So Mark 1 built to attach all these guys together. And then the lift. Does it need to be farther back? I don't like that. Nope. Okay, let me redo that. Okay, now they're all set up, I believe. So now we just need to bring this guy over. Mark 1 as well. Let's see. Just do default for that. So then should start making the modular frames, and it will be making 10 of them. So Mark 1's all the way. Over here, let's do it about Okay. Then we need to merge them together. And then back there. I feel like this one didn't connect properly. Let's see. We have that. Yeah, okay. Just to be sure. Okay. So with those done, we can work on getting the others. So we need to go and make steel. So the steel foundry area that I'm going to be building is going to be over here. And it should be pretty simple. We got those two iron nodes, which should at least provide the correct amount. Those ones are impure. I might use some other. I might change my design because I changed some of my design earlier, so it might change some of the other design. Okay, so this is a pure coal node. And I believe I want 180 off of it. And a Mark 1 pure is 120, Mark 2 is 240, so we'll have to do a Mark 2. Let's do this way. So since we want 180 from it, we're going to need to basically bring the full amount. 270 should work there. Weren't quite high enough. So try again. Don't know why you won't. Okay. Default. Nope, you're just gonna be weird. Okay, let's put that there. Okay, the foundry will be 4 of them. I did set up a foundry blueprint. And that's exactly 4, so let's see. That's where they come out, that's where they go in. So let's stand over here. And put that about there. I believe that's a Mark III. Yeah, it's a Mark III. Okay. So for bringing in 180, and each of these takes 45. So 180 minus 45 times 2 is 90, so that's 90 each. So that will need to definitely be a Mark II. Oh yeah, I need to go over this blueprint. And 45 is enough for the Mark 1. Yeah, okay. That means this one here will have to be a Mark II as well. Okay, so you put one of the items, coal or iron, on the bottom, and then you put the other one on the top one, and they feed it into the correct spots. And then they all send their outputs up here. It's 45 each, so that's good enough for the one. But that will be 90 here, so Mark II, and then this will be the full 180 here. So I need to make this be a Mark III. There we go. Okay, time to get the iron. I need 180, which is a 120 and a 60. Or I can just bring over a 240 from a single iron node. Let's see. Oh. Hello. Let's get rid of this guy first. Okay. So, need portable miner. Luckily, you can just build an equipment workshop. Make the portable miner. I'm gonna make just a few. I think I didn't get that fifth one, but whatever. Okay, so a Mark II miner will just bring 240 when I only need, or 120. So we'll need another 60. I line that up. Yeah, close enough. Foundation. Make a bridge. So if we just need another 60, then that's a Mark II on an impure. And have it go this way. We'll have them meet up about here. Let's get the merger. Facing that way. Let's see. First is to raise. Raise it again, and then have it feed over there. Okay, that will connect that guy up properly. Now we just need to connect the two over here. And then I need to power everything, so I should bring over power cables. I do have limestone right here, so I could possibly make the concrete and then make the industrial beams. Yeah, let's try something like that. Okay. So you're only bringing 60 because you're an impure. Yeah. So I only need a Mark 1. Go. And then this guy needs to be a Mark II. Too long, just barely out of range. Let's do that one. So it merges there. I hope I chose the right belt. Yep, okay. And then we'll get the steel over here. We'll need 2 constructors to turn it into pipe and 2 constructors to turn it into beams. So I'm gonna try and use the blueprint. Nope. I'll just use normal building. So I need 5 for the pipe, or 2 for the pipe, which I'll just have it there and there. And then 2 for the beams, which I'll just have over here. Okay, and then let's get splitter here. Make the beams. Or I should have these do pipes. I'll do pipes on this one. These 2. And those won't work. There and there work. There we go. And then these guys will make the beam. Okay. So we got the pipes coming in over here. I probably shouldn't do the Mark 3 all the way. How many do these need? 30 a minute? Nope, wrong button. Guessing those only need like 30 a minute too. 60 a minute. So yeah, we can just leave it like that. And these will end up producing 2040, so Mark 1 should work. I pressed the wrong button. I put a splitter down. Do a merger. Okay, and then over here I need to do basically the same thing, except the pipes make 15 each, so it's 30. Okay. And we need a merger. Okay. Then the concrete will be over here. Or at least one of the concretes. I'm gonna have to belt over another concrete. But another angry creature. Come on. Quick. There we go. Nope. Didn't clear what I wanted. Okay. Didn't mean I meant to hit B. Okay, so the limestone's there. There's some space over here. Oh, too close. So let's build that there. Okay. So we'll need 4 constructors. So let's put 4 of them down. Let's see if we can even fit all 4. That's a smelter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put this one here because that one won't connect well. Okay, so we need to put down another miner Mark II on this guy because he's a... Oh, actually, this is the impure node, so I should just put down the normal one because it will only be 60 anyway. I'm gonna put it this way and build foundations this way. I am auto-walking for some reason. Invalid placement. Oh, that's where this thing is. Okay. So foundation here. And then let's go get that impure node, or the pure node over here. Need to, or it is a pure node, I think. No, it's a normal, so I need to do a Mark II. So I need to make more of the portable miners. Let's see if that works. Yep. Yeah. And let's get this guy belted over. It'll be 120. And this actually works. Let's see. Yep, you're making 120. And then I got to make this go down. Go. I don't know why it likes to tilt. I think it'll go straight now. Kinda. Just have this guy charge over here. And gonna have to wait on some materials. Yeah, while waiting for the steel pipe or reinforced steel plates, or not even that. While waiting for the reinforced iron plates for the Mark II belts, I did it on Mark I just to get a layout. Then I can just upgrade to the Mark II, which I can probably do nope, still need some more. So I got this one all set up. It'll make the concrete that is needed, which is 60 in total. Now we just need to send it over to become steel beam, encased steel beams. So luckily for this part, we can use the Mark I. We can go through here a little. Okay, so then we can have it come around like that. Okay, and the steel beams are coming out on this one. I might need to move that later depending on what I do. we need to put down 2 assemblers. So let's put that one right there and reinforced plate. Still taking a bit to come through on the dimensional depot. So let me just wait for some more. Okay, there we go with the 8 we need. Place that down. Just going to wait. What the heck? Okay. Just connect it to this one as well. And need a splitter here. We can just go into there. Okay, so this one is going to be making the encased industrial frame. We need to make 10 a minute. So that one made 6. So we need this one to make 4. So 4. And then we can combine these onto one belt. That's not the right one. There we go. Okay. So that's the encased industrial beam. We got the screws, we got the pipes, and we got the modular frames. So now we need to make the other thing, which I'm gonna have get made all the way over here. Still gonna wait on some of the heavy beams. Why are there so many beams here? Beans here. Okay, so I should probably increase this foundation a little. Let's see, we're making one item here. So I should probably put it here. This will be an assembler or a manufacturer. So let's find a good spot for it. I'm thinking here might be fine. Let's see, we got screws coming in from down there. We got the modular frames coming from here. And then everything else will be coming from there. So I could probably put it somewhere like here. I don't want to line you up there. Well, it doesn't really matter for that. Then I just need to expand the foundation a little bit so I can send it to the storage. So we're only making 10 of these a minute, so they can just go right in on the Mark 1. We need 240 on the screws, so that's a Mark 2 requirement. I'll just build it in Mark 1 for now until I get more of those. Need to ramp these parts. And then get these guys up here. To curve around this way. And we're missing iron plate now. Okay, I got the concrete attached up. And just need to bring over these 2 guys. I'm gonna elevate it a little bit. Help it get at least over here. Before having it drop down about there. There's a tree in the way, so I'm gonna blow it up. Yeah. Can I go over that? Going around. And that used up all the plate. Okay. Luckily, the iron plates seem to come back faster than the reinforced plates. To some extent. Then we just need to attach the pipes, attach all the power, which actually while we're waiting, should make sure all these things are powered, because I don't think I've had these things powered. So let's get this guy over to here. Put this guy right there. Connect all these guys up. I think I already connected. Okay, there we go. So all those guys are connected. This guy is not connected, so let me connect him up. That should be that. Every miner at least is plugged in, I think. I need to plug in the manufacturer and then check those guys over there, see if they need to be powered. But that should be all of them. There goes for another thing. There is a power pole right there. So let's see if I can make a little platform here. Yeah, let's go here. This one will have the power switch. I can find where it is. There it is. And then this will be for the Heavy Modular, might be spelling that wrong, frame. There we go. Okay. So let's see. This was for making the sand flux on its own. So I'll be doing that at some point. Okay, and I'll connect that to this one here, so that this one next to there, and the power is off, and the power grid is still stable at 11,000 megawatts, so that's pretty good. Okay, okay, nope. Get rid of that. Okay. Be about bringing this guy over here. There we go. Now I just need a bit more on the plates, and then I actually think I can upgrade. There we go. Let's see. These should be Mark II over here. I don't know if it gives me a plate back. It does give me a plate back. Okay. Bird. Thank you. You're already a Mark II. You're a Mark II. Okay. So we got all Mark IIs, and now we just need to bring over the pipe. Which, actually, the heavy modular frames that we're making are only going to be 10, and the pipes are going to be 40. That's 50 at most. So if I put down the merger and attach that to there, then get a smart splitter down the road. then I can just have them both travel down on the same line. So 9 to smart plate splitter. There we go. Center output will be the encased industrial beam, while to the right will be steel pipe. And that guy will go into there. Let's see. Heavy modular frame. We got the modular frame, the steel pipes, encased industrial, and the screws. Okay, I think that's everything set. So let's try turning it on. So let's see. There we go. Here we got iron coming out. And I did create a third iron over there. Easier than bringing other iron over there. And I'm hoping it'll get to work. Especially once it brings over this 60. Limestone is coming down. There we go, we got the ingots. We got full green except the yellow because that one's turned off, if I remember right. Yep. Making the plates, all but this guy because he's turned off. And this guy's at 50%, so he just needs some more. Are we not getting it through enough? Maybe you just have to wait. There we go. Full green. Still gotta wait on the screws. And has it deviated in the other direction yet? I think we have to wait for these guys to build up or back up, which it shouldn't take too long. Here comes the tier 1. Yeah. So, while that works out a little bit, why is that one a red while the rest are yellow? Oh. There we go. Modular frame. Modular frame. All connected. Yep. Okay. So let's go check on the steel. See how that's doing. Why are you red? No power. Did I not connect? I didn't connect it to the rest. Oopsies. That guy will be full, so let's connect them over to this guy. Right there. Let's see. We got some going up. Not all of them. But we got some iron coming through. Rods. Idle. Oh, we got rods coming in on this one. Why are you red? Because you didn't take the recipe when I copied and pasted it around. So we got rods starting to head this way to make the screws. This guy's already making screws. There we go. And he'll be traveling up here. There we go. I love how the blueprints are working. Still need to fix that one blueprint though. This guy shouldn't be backing up like that. But then again, it was having issues before. Maybe it'll warm up or something. So we got screws coming down here. The plates should already be coming in on this guy. And then the screws will be coming in. We'll have to wait on those because the screws require it requires a lot of screws. Let's see. I did do Mark 1s, maybe I should do Mark 2s. There we go. They might still have issues. We'll see. It is a Mark 2 and a Mark 1 merging into a Mark 3, yeah, okay. And then we got iron coming in and merging. Coal. Let's see, we got full green on the foundries. Got steel coming through. Okay, we got some beams. And then they'll come down to there. Let's see. We do have some concrete coming over now. And then we should be also making pipe. Yep. Looks like the pipe's all working. So we'll see if the resources start coming over. I'm gonna quickly blow up this bush. And we got other screws coming over here. I should definitely make the storage now. You're only making about 2 a minute if I got all the numbers right. And my calculation things also says 2 a minute. So we need, oh, that's what I should have done. I should have made a blueprint of this. That way it would have been easier. Okay, so right there. Then we can have this guy come around into there. From there, lift this guy to that guy, and that guy to that guy. Okay. And then, of course, if we need to, we can set that guy to come all the way down. If I need him to craft anything, then I can set him up for a dimensional depot. Let's see. Got screws. Anything else yet? Nope. Let's see. You are making some. Do you have any plates? Yes. But the rods, I know I set that to overflow, but that's only if everything is running at max capacity. Let's see. How are we doing on that? All green except this guy. Now he's green. If anything, I can also overclock these guys. So we'll let this run for a little bit. We got screws backing up. And if the screws back up, the rods back up, so then we make more of the other. Make sense? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh, this needs to be more than a Mark 1 too, because we're supposed to be bringing 240 over. So 270 on the Mark III though. There we go. And yeah, while that waits, I just remembered something else I did between episodes but haven't yet actually activated. Now, right now there's a limited resource, the power shards. Once I use up all the slugs, there's no more power shards. So until I unlock the recipe to make my own power shards, then I have to conserve the power shards. And the best way to do that is to duplicate power shards. So I set up this machine right here. So I put slugs into this storage container. This smart splitter will separate them, and these things, each of these constructors have their corresponding recipe set with a summer sloop to double the output on each one. So like this one will make 25 per minute instead of 10 per minute due to the ×2 multiplier, or 12 a minute. So, or like instead of 5 power shards from the purple, it will make 10. So I believe if I go in here, yeah, I only have 3 power shards. Can come over here. Oh yeah, Jeff's still here. Let's see, what was... Oh, just some aluminum. Okay. He gave me uranium control rods for the nuclear power plant, so I put those in the awesome shop. So 20 slugs, 18 slugs, and 7 other slugs, and they'll just come through here and get multiplied. Yeah, like with the blue one, I believe it's a 1-to-1 ratio, but now it's a 1-to-2 ratio. So blue on one, yellow in the middle, purple on the right. Let's see. It is an 8-second construction for at least the blue, 12-second for yellow, and 24-second for purple. Okay. And then it splits off, brings it in, so we got 1 there, 2 there, and then we should get more. This one should have dropped 2, not 1. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, there's 2. And then that guy dropped 4. And that guy should drop 10. Do make a lot of noise too. Is it not merging? This is a merger, right? I think this is a merger. Okay, it was bugged out or something. So I'll put the shards that I got back in there. And already, after a little bit, 39 power shards. With the help of summer sloops. Yeah, and that's all the slugs I've collected so far. And the summer sloops do consume extra power. That's probably what this dramatic sounding is. So yeah. A lot more power shards. So let's see how the factory's doing now. Oh. I have to fix that. Okay. These guys are at least backing up. So let's hope that starts backing up the rods so we can start making the modular frames. The iron's not matching what I thought it would be, I think. I think we need more iron coming off on the right. Let me just upgrade this guy so he runs a little faster. Need more reinforced iron plate. I think he's only making 62. Yeah, 60. Anyway, I think it's all working partially. Then once we get the rods coming down here, modular frames in. Ooh, steel pipes and industrial encased beams. We've already got some of them. So now all that's left is these modular frames here. And yeah, they're splitting off correctly. So I'll just wait until it backs up and see if the rods come, change things if I need to, and I'll be back. We got some modular frames. So now we should be, there we go, heavy modular frames. Now I did leave it run for a little bit, so I'm wondering if I already have some. Oh yeah, I already have one. So yeah, it makes 2 every minute. Why did I only see 1 then? Ah, because it's not fully running. Okay, so now we got the heavy modular frames going, and I'll just let it run for a while. Then we can unlock the milestones. Okay, after some time and a little bit of tampering with some stuff, I managed to get 60 of them so far. The main issue was finding the right belt speed. The screws weren't traveling fast enough. I also found some belts that weren't connected. Specifically, let's see, where was that one? Oh, the steel. The steel mergers weren't connected on the top, so not all the steel was coming through, so I had to do that. Then the steel came back. Then the smart splitter to separate these two were backing up, so I put in a overflow over there. We're producing steel the pipe's pretty fast, but the encased beam's pretty slow. So while we're waiting for this to complete, the beam acts as like a barrier. So the steel pipes, which look like they're deleting themselves, go through, and then if there's too much, they go into overflow, but there's a little bit of backup. Otherwise, the encased beams back them up, so then there's extra supply to quickly get fed through when needed. We're making the frames at a good pace, but now that I got the screws recently working faster, they might go down again, so then we might need to figure something out about those. Right now it's looking like the plates are the issue for these. So I might need to work on getting the plates like processing faster or something like that. Maybe use some summer sloops to duplicate to some extent. But now that I have these, I can go and unlock the next milestone, which is the Pipeline Engineering Mark II. My next plan on that is to get my coal power plant to maybe reduce its consumption rate. I'm forgetting where I put the hab. It's over here. There we go. The coal power plant, because it has a ton of Mark 1s, so maybe I can reduce the amount of pipes or pumps with the Mark II pump. And here we go. The other thing is that I could maybe merge pipes, because there's
Pipelines and
pipes can
pipeline
be
pumps
double.
can now be
What
upgraded
do
to
they
Mark II.
cost?
They are like
Plastic
Mark I, but better. Pipes seem to be
and
objects of
motors.
fascination to humans. In
Okay.
fact, there are reported instances of humans doing nothing but thinking about pipes for hours.
Kind of weird. Okay, so that's all we can do with the current stuff we have. Next episode, we'll be making the computers. I've already partially started designing that. I think I'm going to be making it most likely over in this area right here, where this marker is. Because there's some oil here I can turn into plastic. Maybe have some extra heavy oil residue that I can use to make explosives or rifle ammo. There's also the sulfur and other resources that are good over there that I can try out. So I hope you enjoyed my new factory, and please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.